He's Bill Ryder, and he's righter than you.
The program Righter Than You, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
All right, what is going on? Happy Tuesday. Happy Substack Day. BillRyder.substack.com. Thank you in the summer doldrums of sports talk for hanging out with us nonetheless. Stuart Kovacs is going to be here. We're going to hit a little World Cup. We'll just sort of analyze what we've seen so far. There has been one of the most shocking outcomes I've ever seen in sports, certainly in the World Cup. And it pierced me because I'm a fan of the team that completely dropped the chicken, if I may misuse an inappropriate term. Well, I know it's been a few days now, but we'll reminisce on what the Knicks have done. Maybe we'll get into what we're going to consume sports-wise once the World Cup is over, and we'll do a spontaneous, beautiful, magical, wonderful buy or sell at the end of the show. Let's bring on, and last time we did a hate pod. Well, we did a hate pod on the old mailbag where, by the way, because all of you asked questions that were the hate pod questions, and I will answer anything that you ask. So if you want to get back over on Substack, I see some of you doing that. BillRyder.substack.com. We will we'll make it work. Hello, Stuart Kovacs from New York City. I got my summer shirt on. So I know it's summer everywhere, but it's summer finally in LA.
I love it. It's always summer in LA.
It's always spring in LA, and then it's summer for a little bit.
That makes sense. You get like the 70s, right? And now it's kind of like
more like the 60s. Yeah, it's 68 all year, and now it's 74. It's getting warm, bro.
I think it's
getting hot, Stu. It's getting hot in here.
I think it's gonna be in the 90s here.
In the 90s?
Let's see what today is. I'll say 79. Tomorrow's 91.
Oh, you're a liar. Put you in the hate pod. You lied. You know what?
Lying about the weather.
You lied to the people, Stu.
False goods. Giving you false information about the weather.
So before we get into specifics, have you enjoyed this World Cup as much as I have? Because I have, maybe I'm not as busy because I'm usually doing NBA sort of stuff. I have watched every minute of every game when I haven't been doing the radio show.
I have watched every minute of every game when I haven't been at work, which has been, I guess, a good amount. But I have recorded every game, and I've watched, I think, almost every game. I have to catch up on a couple of the games from yesterday, from Monday.
Nice.
I have
commitments.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. It's great. Even if I have to watch it, it's a 2-hour thing. You can watch like in an hour 40, hour 45.
Yeah.
I love it.
For those who don't know, Stuart Kovacs was a rabid Lakers fan, and someone not very nice. I won't say who, but his name rhymes with Phil Schmeider. Used to make fun of Stu for being a rabid Lakers fan, even though at that point he had never been to Los Angeles, California. But such a true bleeding purple and gold that you watched at one point, Stu, every Lakers game every year, like I do Barcelona. But do you still do that, or do you miss them now?
I don't. I do that with Liverpool now, but I don't do that with the Lakers anymore. I still watch, but I don't, DVR every game and feel the need to watch every game.
I do that with Barcelona, but it's
yeah.
I mean, Lakers game is obviously not including playoffs is 82 games. Every Liverpool and Barcelona match is probably in the neighborhood of 50.
Yeah. 50.
You think?
I'd say 50, a good season, closer to 60 if you go far in Champions League and in the domestic cups.
Yeah, 38. Those of you that aren't big soccer fans, 38 in our respective leagues. And then you have these sort of other side.
I also rewatch a lot of the Liverpool games, so I'm kind of like
I do too. If it goes well. Like if they have a
sometimes I watch the bad ones too.
Punish yourself.
Yeah. Like
what
I just want to know why. Like
flagellate?
What the hell went wrong? I need to see this again.
Look at you. Look at you doing the magic. All right. Well, one match I'm never going to watch again. ever. Was Spain against Cape Verde. Those of you that don't know, Spain, the favorite betting-wise in this tournament by most books. Now, France and Argentina are right up there. I mean, England's not quite at that level, but they're close. There's a lot of teams that are really, really good. Germany looked really good after a 7-1 win. But what Spain is, I mean, Spain won the Euros a couple years ago. We were in Barcelona when they did that. They had the best player on earth in Lamine Yamal. He didn't come in until later in the game because he's coming off an injury. Cape Verde is the third smallest country in the history of the World Cup to qualify. To put this into perspective, my boss, Andrew, at my radio show, who I really like, but is a Brazil fan and wanted to make fun, somebody asked him in front of me, what is this like? Like, what's the sports equivalent? And they go, is it Appalachian State beating Michigan? And he goes, no, it's the women's LSU softball team beating the Yankees. Is how he put this, which hurt me. I don't know if it's accurate. 0-0 draw, remarkable outcome for Cape Verde, and I mean, this is, Stu, how do we properly contextualize this for sort of non-soccer fans for how this is the group stage, so Spain can still qualify, but now they're in jeopardy. And by the way, Uruguay lost to what, South Korea, I think is who it was.
Saudi Arabia.
Sorry.
They drew, 1-1. They drew.
So it really helped. It actually really helped Spain.
Yeah.
But there's a path where Spain finishes second and plays Argentina in the first knockout round.
Yeah, that certainly would be different than, having a path to playing France in the semifinal. That would kind of mix up some of the brackets, if you will.
And you may not semifinal. You might not even make the round of 16.
I know. And if you get Spain versus Argentina, those are two of the best three teams
in the world.
4 teams in the world. Yeah, it's. I mean, look, 49 million people to 600,000 people population-wise.
So Des Moines, Iowa, just beat Spain.
It doesn't make sense. And I know some people hate, when they see a team play the way that Cape Verde played in terms of the low block and just playing for the 0-0 draw, which is 100% what they did. They had a chance at the end on the corner kick.
They did.
I know. I thought that was going in.
I did too. Like, I know. It was a header that was right at the goalie.
And again, I know this is not like, you will not like this, but obviously, like, if you are not a Spanish person or someone who roots for Spain, everyone was rooting for.
I get it, dude.
Them at the end there, like that was just like an incredible.
It's
like
David.
It's
against
David
12
against
Goliath.
Exactly, it is. And
I will say this: I hate Luis de la Fuente, who's the coach of the Spain team. I think he's terrible at his job. I want him fired. So the only upside is now, if Spain underperforms in the World Cup, maybe he'll go away. So this is like deep in the soccer weeds. He misprofiles all of his players. He had Pedri playing basically as a 10. Pedri should operate further back as an 8.
Yep.
He has Ferran Torres as a right winger, which is not what he does. He's a striker, either the initial striker or maybe like if you run 2 strikers, which they don't do on the Spain national team. And he had Gavi as a left winger.
Yeah, I know.
Which is also not what you do. Like, put Gavi as the 10, put Pedri back, put Ferran as the striker. Don't play Ferran. Like,
yeah. In fairness, I guess when Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams are both healthy, they will start.
Yes.
And I guess some of those problems will be resolved. Because that was a lot of it too, right? Like,
but it's a national team. Like
I know. They should have
the right people on the roster.
They should have the right people. I know. I can't argue with you on that.
You can have Gavi on the left wing if you want him to kind of invert, and you have a pacey winger on the right. I mean, if you, I've seen that work.
We saw it not work. I mean, they had possession, they had chances, they just couldn't convert the chances. And then when they brought in Lamine Yamal, they immediately had like 2 or 3.
How good is that guy, dude? How good is that guy?
They had like 3 guys. Cape Verde had 3 guys go to him, and then Lamel passes it off, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna score here." And they did it.
It's like watching Barcelona. All right, so Spain with an epic.
To be fair, 2 things. Spain obviously has traditionally not started World Cups well.
Yes.
2010, they lost their first. I think they lost their first game.
They did.
Lost their first game.
They did. Yep.
And then November 22nd, 2022, which was my birthday. I remember getting up for this game very early in the morning. Is
this Argentina?
Saudi Arabia 2. Argentina
Arabia
1. Argentina loses to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Nobody saw that coming, and then Argentina goes on to win the World Cup. So it's not the end of the world, but it's a shocker nonetheless.
But you on Friday, Spain plays Uruguay, who, despite their loss to Saudi Arabia, you have to win it. And have to win. It's a good matchup because Spain attacks and they need space, and Cape Verde, right, pulled back, as Stu said, as a low block means. Like, there's a hockey equivalent that D-Cell gave us once. Are you a hockey guy?
Smash and grab? Was that it?
Yeah, I should know. I don't know.
No, that's D-Cell's.
a guy named Bielsa is the coach of Uruguay. He plays
like the Mike D'Antoni of he's like the Mike D'Antoni of soccer.
And he believes it's a moral duty. And that moral duty probably means Spain will win like 6-1.
I agree.
But you're still in a little bit of jeopardy. All right, going through some of these scores. And I guess we should have hit this earlier, but I wanted to, suffer. I know it's a long time ago. USA, Paraguay, I was stunned. And for people that don't know, don't buy this Paraguay is not very good thing. They are a great defensive team. They are physical, and to put 4 on them is pretty insane. They played Morocco tough in a friendly this year. They beat Greece in a friendly. They beat Mexico in a friendly. I mean, they are they're not going to win the world. A year ago, no, 2 years ago, but still, a year and a half ago, they beat Argentina in a friendly. They're not going to win a World Cup, but they're not Cape Verde. They're a really sort of interesting challenge where, for me, USA wins 1-0 or 2-1 on a counterattack. That's a pretty good outcome. The fact that we put 4 on them, and not even that, Stu, you and I watch a lot of soccer. I've never seen the U.S. men's national team look like they're elite, look like they know how to connect it, the way that they sort of connected play, the way that the Trivela that Gio Reyna had for the 4th goal.
Oh.
And his talent is amazing. The build-up play. I mean, it was... I know it's Paraguay, and we'll see. And one game, one match does not make a tournament or series. We know this in sports. I did not know what I was watching. I was so pleasantly surprised.
I was too. And to your point about Paraguay, they're the 41st team ranked in FIFA. So you could just like the FIFA rankings, but the fact is this isn't like a 70 or 80th ranked team. This is the 41st ranked team, which is not too bad. It's a team that should be in the tournament. It's a 48 team tournament. They should be in the tournament. They're not one of the worst teams in the tournament. And me and my buddy were texting before this game, and we're just kind of looking. We can always look to see if there's anything good to bet on. And we're like, what do we think? Could this be 1-1? Could this be a situation where each team gets a goal and that's it? 4 goals for the United States?
Wow, dude.
I did not see that coming. There was no way I saw that coming. They had like you said, I have never seen them look this good. I've seen this team under Pochettino play twice in person.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, they lost 2-1 to Turkey. Could have been 3 or 4-1. They lost 2-0, I believe, to South Korea. Absolutely dominated.
This was wild.
Yeah, this is all last summer. I could not believe what I was seeing from this team. It was great.
And Balogun was the striker and I like Ricardo Pepi a lot, but we have a striker. We might have 2 strikers.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that I've said on the radio show that I'm going to bring up because everyone's like, I said this and it was true, and therefore I'm a sports genius. But one of the things I felt optimistic about it was weird. I was on the air when the starting 11 came out. In soccer terms, we call it the 11, starting 11. So the starting lineup. And I looked at our team, Stu, and I was going through it, and I was reading it on the air, and I just struck me these guys, most of these guys play in Europe. This is a pretty good soccer team. And I got to it, and I looked at the reserves, and I saw 2 difference makers in the starting 11. And sometimes I think, especially when you're a team like the United States, where you're not elite, but you're not Paraguay, when you're a mid team, right? You're sort of in between. Guys that can come on off the bench and be difference makers can be really, really important. Guys can come on the 60th minute, the 70th minute, and get you goals, or sort of spark a change. And a lot of teams like a Paraguay won't have that, right? And I saw Reyna, and I saw Pepi, and I thought, we've got a pretty legitimate 11, and we've got a couple guys that have massive talent. They're inconsistent for different reasons. I think for Ricardo Pepi, he's younger, and for Gio Reyna, because he's been part of one of the biggest scandals in soccer history, and there's a lot of drama there. And that Reyna came in and had a remarkable goal, to me, just speaks to the fact that I think there's more ceiling for this team than I'd expected, because they can dominate with their starting 11, and I think they have a couple guys, Stu, in the right situation who can come in a 1-1 game or a 0-0 game or down 1-0. Doesn't mean they will, but are capable of moments of magic that I think maybe we haven't seen from this team. Over the course of maybe ever. I mean, there's some depth now because we have so many guys in Europe.
It's a good call. And I think Timothy Weah, He's not
That's
an
fair.
amazing player, but he's a
fair.
guy that's a pacey guy off that right side. If they need to, bring him in for Dest or move Dest to a traditional right back position and put him there. There's a lot of things they can do. And to your point, the European thing is definitely something to be looked at because, like you said, a lot of these guys are playing for European clubs. I know Tim Ream used to. He is back in the MLS, but he's also in his mid-30s now, so he's towards the end of his career.
I think that counts, though.
I think
European experience.
Yeah, he was there. So you're right. I like this Freeman kid. He actually played in one of the I forget which one of the matches I saw in person. I was like, oh, he's interesting. The way that this team that he started Friday, the three center backs that kind of is a back three that can kind of transform into a back four with Dest as more of a winger. It's fascinating. I think like Tillman played a really nice game.
Yeah,
I like
Tillman's
him.
good.
He's always been a guy that's had like kind of that potential.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, he plays in the Netherlands now. He used to play for Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso, and he was on that team where they won the Bundesliga by a lot. So he's a good player. They have good players. They got to take advantage of it.
Here's the other thing that, like, as the optimism sort of coursed through my body, and the weird thing was, or I guess the cool thing was, the way that I drive home. So I got off the air at 6 Pacific, which is when the game started. So I had to listen to the game on the radio and have it on YouTube on my car, very safely, officer. And for the first half, I was listening. Actually, I just stayed a little late to do a hit, and I actually saw the first goal. Okay, so I drive around SoFi to get home. So I could see SoFi on my drive home where they were playing. And so it was kind of magical. I kind of was sort of going as fast as I could, officer, within the speed limit. And it was halftime, and I could see where they were playing. And so I was having some pondering time, right, as I was trying to get home for the second half, which I did. And here's the other thing that struck me. The World Cup is weird in that there are some players who are amazing players who don't play as well for their club teams, their international teams, which is just pressure. But there are these sort of rare moments, but it happens. There are guys who just aren't good at an elite level who play incredibly well for their national teams. It's like a superpower. And the guy that comes to mind, you won't remember James Rodriguez, but he's from Colombia. He won the Golden Boot. He tried to go to Rayo Vallecano, and he was garbage. And I only know this because I watched La Liga, and everyone's like, man, they brought in James Rodriguez. He's always been garbage with club teams, but can he bring the World Cup magic? No. And some guys level up when they play for they put on that national jersey and the patriotism of loving their country, or there's some magic makes him a superhero. I kind of wonder if that is true for Christian Pulisic. And for even Sergiño Dest. Pulisic to an elite level. Pulisic should have been elite and isn't at AC Milan and other places, and people have argued that with me, but he's just not. He's inconsistent, right?
Yeah. Good, but not elite. Yeah.
He's good. He's a good player.
Solid, yeah.
He's not a top 50, 100 player in the world when he's playing for he's just not when he's playing abroad. And Sergiño Dest played at Barcelona and now has been relegated to the Netherlands or wherever he plays. But both of those guys level up when they play with their national team, and that gives me some hope too.
Definitely. It's one of those things where with Pulisic especially, at Chelsea, it wasn't a disaster, but it was very, very disappointing. I believe he was on the team that won the Champions League, and he played a lot. But aside from that, I mean, there was a lot of injuries. There was a lot of game to 10 shirt. He got to Chelsea, played 1 year, and then after 1 year they gave him the 10. Like that says a lot about the talent that he is. But he's
talented.
He's talented, but he really couldn't live up to that. I think the rigors of the Premier League was one thing because he was hurt a lot. It just the consistency wasn't there, and he couldn't really handle the pressure of Chelsea. And then at Milan, he had a good year 2 years ago where he was really good. He was healthy pretty much the entire year.
Yep.
This year, a little less so with the health. That's really been kind of the thing for him. But yeah, you're right. If he does it on the stage for the United States every 2 years, every 4 years, that's kind of what we care about. I feel like more than anything else. But yeah, he's got to be healthy. And you saw he left the game at halftime. Seems like he's going to be fine, but that's the key.
Good news is week between the games. All right, we're gonna fake break. We're gonna talk some more soccer and some Knicks. Fake break, hydration break, as Lori said. I should say. That was dumb. Those are money
I
breaks.
hate those.
Those
Yes,
are
they're
De Niro
commercials. They're
breaks.
just called 4 quarters. You
called
don't have to call them a
commercials.
hydration break. You don't have a hydration break when we're in an indoor stadium. It's like 65 degrees. There's no hydration break needed.
Yeah, hydration break if dollars is what you drink. All right, we'll be back in mere moments.
You're listening to Righter Than You.
You agree that Kobe's overrated, though? Because remember you said that the other day.
By a lot of Laker fans who have him as a top 5 player, yes, he's overrated.
You think he's
definitely.
an overrated player?
By Laker fans who think he's a top 5 player, yes.
Right, so you think he's overrated?
Sure.
Wow, no loyalty. Can't believe Stu would go there.
It's Righter Than You with Bill Leiter.
Makes me laugh. Makes me, all right, a few more notes. Brazil. I went to this game. I went with a bunch of Brazilian fans. I was secretly rooting for Morocco. Brazil, Morocco, and credit where it's due. I thought Morocco was far superior, and Vinny Jr. did what Vinny Jr. is supposed to do, but was one of those guys that until this match had played way below his level with the national team. He had a moment of magic. He cut back onto his right and had a great goal. Morocco's good, man. That's a good team.
They're good. They have a lot of talent. I know some people were worried that they overachieved in 2022, and I think they fired their manager, or the manager left. I believe the manager left earlier this calendar year. So people were worried about that. But when you watch them, I mean, the fact that they can kind of go toe to toe with Brazil and outplay them for many stretches, especially in the first part of that game, I feel like they
bossed that game
better team
for stretches. Yeah.
And there was a point where my buddy texted me, it's like, Brazil, are they going to wake up here? And then I think
Brazil's
like
not
5
very
minutes later, Vinny scored. Yeah, I mean, look, they have Vinny and Rafinha, who are the two of the best attackers in the world. They have
It's their midfield, dude.
They give a great center back partnership, but then you look at the midfield, you look at the fullbacks, like, what is this? Like, the midfield's not good. Casemiro in 2026 is not Casemiro.
Casemiro's 80 years old. So that was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Hilarious that Tunisia, I can never say that country right. Tunisia.
Yeah. Tunisia.
They fired their coach after one game.
Oh my gosh.
But before they did that, so I consume a lot of Barcelona soccer content. One of the guys I follow, who's a big Barca fan, I didn't realize is Tunisian. That was his team, and he was raging at the lineup before the game.
Oh, really?
That basically, I don't know. I'm not a Tunisia expert,
No,
but apparently they called up 4 wingers and 2 strikers and didn't play any of them. And he went some weird 5-3-2, all midfielders that he'd never practiced, and then they got destroyed. That's why he got fired, apparently.
That makes more sense to why, because it's one of those things where if you're firing this guy one match into this tournament, like,
that's why.
What's going to happen here? What good are you going to get from that? But if he's doing stuff like that, yeah.
Germany played Carousel, and I was going to sort of say it's 7-1. Confidence matters. Maybe it spurs Germany on, but what does it matter if you beat Carousel? But after the Spain outcome, whatever. I mean, victory's a victory. Yeah. I was shocked by Australia beating Turkey. Turkey I thought was good enough to win the group, and I hate Arda Güler. Like, I hate him, and he's a little punk. And I watched him acting like a little punk and looking all sad. And I wanted to watch him cry because he plays for Real Madrid, and he should have gone to Barcelona, and he betrayed us. Well, eat it, bro.
Yeah,
I love watching.
That was one that I did not see coming. I thought that would be a clear win for Turkey, and then the group would kind of come down to the United States and Turkey. But that might not be the case now. It might come down to just the United States winning the second game, and that might be it. That might be all they need. It's really fascinating, but that was probably, I would feel, other than the Spain result, that was probably the most shocked I was by a single match so far this tournament.
Yeah, that was Netherlands-Japan was a really fun game.
Really good game, yeah.
Yeah, they're both really good. They're both just really good teams. Egypt getting a result against Belgium was fairly shocking.
Yeah.
And if USA finishes second in their group, which they shouldn't, but there's a long ways to go, and the Turkey loss helps a lot. So, they're in very good position. But if they did, they would play whoever finishes second in that group. Yeah. And Belgium having drawn is an outside chance it would be USA-Belgium. Yeah. Which is just more incentive to win your group and play a third-team finisher. Here's another thing that I don't know. So, okay, Uruguay has Bielsa as the coach, and you said he's Mike D'Antoni. If Mike D'Antoni's approach to offensive defense was a religious zealotry, right?
Yep.
Bielsa he's a very interesting, but he's not gonna. They're gonna be open, and they're gonna play, and they're gonna allow goals. I can't decide if 1-1 Saudi Arabia Uruguay is because Uruguay is coached by Bielsa and it's a major problem, or if Saudi Arabia, which has invested tons of money in its soccer league, they have a lot of big players in that league, and so if you're Saudi Arabian, you're playing against some of the best players in the world. And Saudi Arabia, you noted, beat Argentina last time around. So I'm sort of curious to keep an eye on Saudi Arabia to see whether they've elevated as a team.
You know what? I had not thought of that. That's actually a great point because pretty much all these players, like you said, they don't really have any players that play over in Europe. These are all Saudi Arabian in the Saudi Pro League players. And you're right. They're going against Ronaldo and those type of guys week in and week out. Yeah. And the other thing for Uruguay is it's funny is the way they play is like we said, it's like Mike D'Antoni. It's the way they play, the Bielsa ball. They do kind of lack some of that Uruguayan typical talent up front. They have Darwin Nunez, who used to play for Liverpool. He's not someone you can really rely on to score goals. They just don't have a lot in terms of like forwards and strikers. Like they said, Luis Suarez, who was
he's too old
as a Barcelona.
Yep,
fan.
Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez was an unbelievable player. I think they lack that. Like they try to play this way. Like they have Fede Valverde, who's a great midfielder. They have a few other good midfielders on the team.
They have Araujo,
who's a good player,
pretty good defensive player, I think.
I just think up front they lack. They need like one more guy to really be like that, top 10 team in the country threat to make a quarterfinals. I don't see it. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll find the right path. Maybe they'll win this group and be on a path to do that. But it definitely, 1-1 against Saudi Arabia doesn't really give me a lot of confidence that is going to happen.
I think it's very, very, very good news.
Also, I did misspeak, but going back a segment, I did misspeak on Malik Tillman. I said he was at Bayer Leverkusen and then went to the Dutch league. I flipped that.
So other way around. Yeah.
He's at Bayer Leverkusen now. But the point is he plays in the Bundesliga, a big club, has that experience.
USA, I'm starting to ever so slightly come around on.
I know, me too. I'm scared that I'm doing that.
I know. I don't want to buy in too much, but I'm starting to. What do we think about the New York Knicks championship? Because you're not a Knicks fan. I'm not a Knicks fan. I often root against New York teams. I actually love New York City, but the fans, who are wonderful humans, are terrible fans. I'm so happy. I love that team. It's weird.
It's a likable group, which I didn't think I would ever say. Like first of all, I never thought I'd see a Knicks championship. When I was starting to get into basketball, they had that team in 99, so I was 8 years old. They had a team in 99 that made the finals. But since then, it's been all downhill, all terrible draft picks, all terrible trades and free agent signings. They got Carmelo and they had one semi-good run, and it was just
Linsanity, baby.
And they had Linsanity, right? They had Linsanity, which was fun. But this is a team I never thought would win an NBA championship. And then they bring in this group of guys. They pretty much make a move every year. Obviously, Brunson being the biggest one. The trade for Cat, even though he didn't play well since the first 2 games. The trade for Cat was massive as well. Other pieces that they added. I never thought I would like a team that would have Cat as one of the 2 best players, but
he's done a 180 for me. He's pulled a Tom Brady.
It's crazy.
And then I just like him now. And I used to dislike him strongly.
I know. It's amazing what winning can do.
Good job, Cat. Good job, Knicks.
But yeah,
Jalen Brunson scored 45 of his team's 94 points in a closeout game on the road against a top 5 defense.
Yeah, it's hard to process. It's one of those things that I still don't believe it's real. But he was just unbelievable down the stretch. Getting to the foul line, hitting some of those mid-range shots, taking it out Wemby a couple times into the hoop. Like, this is a guy who's 6'1", 6'2", going at a 7'4" guy and scoring over him. It's like that's all will right there, right? Like, obviously a lot of it is talent as well. We know how talented of a player Jalen Brunson is, but he's just one of those guys that kind of
he's talented, but he's not crazy athletic.
Right. Yeah. He's not. Yeah. That's why he was drafted where he was. Yeah. He's
just a great player. It's wild.
Are you going to remember this more as a Knicks championship or the Spurs losing the championship?
I think that every championship counts as a championship, and that's what we'll remember. in time.
Mhm.
But I think if you were a historian of the NBA and you were like doing a class, I think it's a choke job. I mean, they were up by 10 plus points in every single game.
All 5 games. The 29 points a game, 4. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 27-point lead is just. I mean, you can basically take a knee. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, you're
it,
so right.
it's.
Just pass the ball around.
Here's another thing. So I don't have anything to talk about on the radio today, so I have to figure out what to do. And my producer, he has a game last night, so I mean maybe he'll deliver, but I don't know. He he's chilling. Never happens. Everybody does their thing. I can come up with some stuff, and here's like an idea that I have, but I don't know if it's a good one. Wemby loses and acts like an a-hole. When LeBron lost in Miami, he acted like an a-hole. Because I got to tie it to LA. When Kershaw lost, he acted like an a-hole.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe there's a path back to likability, and but it's like this. I've seen it before where guys act like this and then they win and they sort of fix their reputations. Wemby also destroyed his reputation, I think.
It's funny. I was gonna ask you about that too, because in New York right now, everyone hates Wemby. Like, it's hard to separate myself from even though I'm not a Knicks fan.
Really?
Everyone hates Wemby. Oh my God. They think this guy's a flopper. They think he's dirty. They think he's a baby. The stuff with the media, the complaining, all of it combined into one. Basically,
I did rename him Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
Thank
Wembanyama. There has been a lot of Wembanyama with him this series, but yeah, it is something. I wonder.
That's for me.
Hey.
Yeah.
I do wonder, like you said, like I'm kind of in this New York bubble, so I kind of see all the hate. I kind of wonder how he's being viewed nationally right now.
I think not favorably.
Not favorably.
Not with the same. I think with maybe a little less
sure
emotional attachment to the perspective, but the same thing. No, it's Jalen Brunson. By the way, here's the other thing I love about sports and how irrational people are. You know, Bill Ryder said Brunson sucks. You're stupid, but okay. Like the thing is,
I'm sure those tweets resurfaced the last.
I only got one. I think they're over. I think it's cool, bro.
Good. It's over.
It's cool, bro. You're an idiot. We won. I'm too drunk on champagne. I got champagne in my eyes. I pulled Timothy Chalamet. I can't see anything. It's cool. Had the Knicks lost that series, had the Spurs not blown those games, I think Jalen Brunson is coming in for it because he was awful the first 4 games.
He was.
I mean, he was terrible.
But there was talk that Cat was going to win the Finals MVP after 2 games. He was great when the Knicks were up 2-0. Yeah,
I don't have it. Like somewhere here, I have it in like Brunson in the first game or 2, or no, 2 or 3, was shooting something like. Dude, it was like 31% from the field. It was absolutely wild, man. He was James Hardening that thing. But you know what? He kept fighting. Spurs gave him some life, and he scored 45 points in a closeout game. And by the way, 45, not in a game where it was in overtime, not in a game where the final score was 132 to 129, in a grinded out physical Wemby, maybe playing dirty 94-90 closeout game. He scored 45. He scored as many points as the Spurs scored combined.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
amazing. All right, fake break. We love the fake break. Stu's a big fake break fan. He insists on it in his contract. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Writer Than You.
Stu, when the Rick Barnes sound was playing, said, "I hope you mess up this last line so bad." I swear that's the last thing I heard.
He's such a bad guy.
It's Writer Than You with Bill Ryder.
You're a great guy. You're a great guy. You're my favorite kind of guy.
I just wanted Hickey to mess up.
I just talked to Hickey the other day.
Oh,
He seemed good. He's out on sports though. He's just like he is not into it.
Yeah. He was actually texting me about the way he was texting me and Anthony Gallo about the World Cup. I was shocked. I was like, "Ooh, he's in on Team USA." So he's in on
team. He's what a faker.
Hey, yeah.
What side will Bill take on the biggest issues in the world?
Ask it as a buy or sell question.
It's time for today's edition of Buy or Sell on Writer Than You.
All right, as someone who used to be Ryan Hickey and only watch the World Cup and watch anything soccer related every 4 years, does that make me a faker too?
Wait, was that a question?
Yes. Buy or sell, does that make me a faker too?
Sell.
Because now you're really a fan.
That's true. Yeah.
This is the first World Cup that I've really... I watched it 3.5 years ago as a fan of the sport. This one's resonated on a different level. Honestly, 'cause I think I have time. I mean, not to be, I worked a lot, but I did. I
Yeah.
used to work a lot. So now dude, buy or sell. Well, you don't have this, but buy or sell having one job is amazing.
Buy.
I'll answer it for you.
Buy.
I'm
Buy
so
that.
happy, man. It's all right.
Yeah,
here
it
we go.
changes your life. It's different. It's when you have a routine and everything's set, like you're kind of getting that good groove.
My wife keeps sending me like story idea, like radio ideas, and some of them are really good, but some of them are like sports ball. I love it. I think she's listening right now. I'm recording.
That World Cup, by the way, in 2022 is weird, especially
Yeah.
because the games were so early. Some of them,
I know.
like you'd have to
I
get
know.
up 3 a.m, and
I
then
couldn't
like
do it.
either I was getting up early and I was missing some because I was on
Yep.
my way to work. So yeah, I was kind of just more disconnected from that one than I am this one.
Buy or sell, one of the 3 host countries will make a quarterfinal.
We'll make a quarterfinals.
Final 8.
You know, I'll buy that. I think
Buy.
it won't be Canada. It will not be
Buy,
Canada.
Canada's bad. Buy or
Canada's
sell,
not.
one of those teams will make a semifinal.
I'll sell that.
Sell.
I'll go quarterfinals. Either Mexico or U.S. will shock the world and play the home field advantage and get to the quarterfinals.
I mean, USA Argentina, I think, lines up as a possible round of 16, right?
Yes, which I don't think USA would win, but let's see. We'll
I
play.
think they could, after what I saw, I think they could win
Yeah.
it 1 out of 6
They
times.
play like that. They could. You're right.
Yeah.
You never
Which I
know.
would never would have said. Or 1
No,
out of 5
never.
times.
Never.
Buy or sell, starting today. This is a captain of the moment question.
Okay.
Buy or sell, starting today. Victor Wembanyama will win more NBA championships than this Oklahoma City Thunder core.
I am going to buy that.
I am
I
too.
thi-
Buy.
and I think the Thunder will win probably another 1 or 2, but I think Wemby will win more than that. I don't know how many more than that, but he's got to stay healthy. Obviously, that's a key, but I think he'll win more.
My co-host, look, we argue all the time. I like him. It's cool. His whole thing now is Wemby's overrated. Let's put a break on the GOAT talk. I'm like, nobody said he's better than LeBron. Nothing's changed. He's still, was he 22 and he got to a finals?
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good start.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good start. Buy or sell, Victor Wembanyama will be liked. Will have turned his Q rating around in 3 years.
Yeah, I will buy that. I think
Buy.
I think the winning will help that, and once he does that, he'll probably do it with a little more grace than he did losing, I guess,
Yep.
if you will. And then I think at least by the national sports world will definitely make it more. Yes.
Buy or sell, you were a little shocked by some of the truth telling on the hate pod last time.
I would buy that.
Buy.
D-Cell was very candid.
I
You were
know.
very candid on multiple things, and I kind of was just along for the ride. I was not participating in that hate pod. I was just I was like one
What
of
do
the
you mean?
listeners, just observing and enjoying it.
No, you're part of the hate pod. Buy or sell shoe was a big part of the hate pod.
No.
Buy.
Sell.
Buy. Buy. Buy.
Yeah, it's a big sell for me.
It's a really good, terrible dance I just did. Buy or sell that you will supplement NBA and World Cup when it goes away, right? Obviously, NBA is over, but World Cup is with baseball until we get to football season.
So I'll sort of buy that.
Buy.
I will. And look, as you know, like once this World Cup is over, we will have like a little week and a half to 2 breaks, and then the friendlies will start for the club teams. So
That's true.
it won't be that big of a break, but I'll still be into that, and then I'll be into baseball. Like as someone who works for SNY, like
Right.
even if the Mets are out of it, which is trending kind of that way, there will be a lot of Yankees and Mets consumption before we get to the football season. Yeah,
I genuinely like the Dodgers, and I genuinely like watching their
Yeah.
games
great team
and
to
just
watch.
talking about them on the radio. And some of that is because I worked for the Dodgers radio station 10 years ago, and they were a very like cool organization in terms of the people are kind, right? So I like Bill Self, even though I should hate Bill Self because I went to Missouri because I met him and he's nice. So that I like Kansas, right? It's just a thing. It's a human thing. But I recognize why people loathe them. Buy or sell that people hate the Dodgers.
Oh, buy. Definitely a
Yeah.
buy.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's definitely a big thing among both Yankees and Mets fans, and I feel like it's a big thing among people around the country. And again, I don't know if it's truly fair because again, they spend the money, they spend it well, they develop a farm system, they do all the things right, they do all the things you're supposed to do, and they're really good at it. And until there's a rule in place to prevent that, which it sounds like they're trying to come up with a rule that may cause this a baseball season, but to kind of curtail those things, I think they're taking advantage of it and they're winning World Series. I don't know. It is what it is.
That's kind of my thing. I'm just like, I mean, the Mets spend a lot of money. They just spend it badly.
They do. They've spent so much money the last few years, and they've basically have nothing to show for it other than an NLCS loss to the Dodgers. There you go. That's it. Yankees too.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I'm trying to think. That's it. All I got. Got any others?
Sure, yeah. Okay, how about this one? So we had Mike Brown replace Thibodeau as the
That was crazy.
head coach. Buy or sell, you think the Knicks could have won a championship if they had kept Tibbs as their head coach?
Sell.
It's a very good question. I had this conversation with my co-host on the radio the other day where he thought the Knicks showcased that depth doesn't matter anymore, and I thought the opposite because Mike Brown used his bench in the regular season a lot more than Thibodeau did, which I think preserved those guys and their ability not to run out of gas. Also, and I have to let me just look this up rather than just do it from memory because I find this to be amazing. So Thibodeau is known as a defensive mastermind, right? What a defensive wonder this guy is. And last year, the Knicks were fifth under Thibodeau. Were fifth in offensive rating, but they were 14th in defensive rating. That's why they made it to the conference finals, but lost. Under Mike Brown, they were third in offensive rating, so a slight improvement. You kind of expect that. Mike Brown's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
They were seventh in defensive rating.
It's crazy. The jump is crazy, yeah.
And I think that's because guys want to play for Mike Brown and not Thibodeau. What I think will be interesting is in 2 or 3 years, is that a result of Mike Brown just being like, do the things that Tip told you, but do them for me? And yeah, we'll do it. Or is Mike Brown capable of maintaining and executing a top-level defense on his own? Sort of when you get away. It's like when, Nick Saban leaves, you have a little bit of a grace period as the next head coach because of talent level. I think there's a similar defensive effect for maybe a year. But to answer your question, no, I don't think they would have won for Thibodeau because I think he would have wore them out and because I think they were kind of over that guy, and that was reflected in their defensive effort and energy. I mean, I think some of that was just how tired they were, too, because he played the same guys all the time. I'm going to buy that question.
Guys.
That's a great
Yeah.
question.
All right.
It's almost like you should be a radio producer.
How about looking at De'Aaron Fox? He did not have a great playoff run. He did not have a good series. That last game, that Game 5, was pretty brutal to watch. Buy or sell that De'Aaron Fox can still live up to, what they gave up to get him and be one of the 2 or 3 best players on a Spurs championship winning team.
Sell.
No. You mean De'Aaron Fox?
Oh, no.
Buy.
Oh,
That was brutal, dude. Because what you saw there was a level of capitulation in terms of like decision making and effort, and he looked like he didn't care after games. I'm sure he cared, but what a weird reaction to failure. Also, amazing Mike Brown 2 years ago getting fired for basically criticizing De'Aaron Fox,
right.
and then getting a title because De'Aaron Fox was De'Aaron Fox against him in the finals.
I had not linked those two. I had not thought about that link until now. That's right.
Wild stuff.
Yeah.
Wild stuff.
Absolutely. All right, I guess one more NBA one here. Buy or sell that Giannis will be a Celtic once we get to the NBA draft, which is actually like in a week or two. Almost here.
So Winters reported something really interesting that I didn't know this. I was an NBA insider. That the Celtics don't deal with agents. I guess they deal with Kristaps Porzingis, but they only do trades to teams, not agents. And so if agents want to be hyper involved, which is a way of saying players, the Celtics just won't deal with them. And I guess the question is, will the Celtics make an exception for Giannis? The Celtics and the Heat feel willing to Extend him reportedly. I'm going to buy because I just don't think the Heat have enough to send back. Whereas Jaylen Brown is a return, and it sounds like what would happen is a three-way trade where Jaylen Brown would come to the Clippers and the number 5 pick would go to the Bucks as part of the trade.
Yeah, because at this point, if you're the Bucks, like, what is Jaylen Brown doing for you? Like, he's as good as a player that he is. We saw him kind of lead the Celtics, but like, this is, if you're trading Giannis, you're tearing this down and building it back up. And the best way to do that is a high pick.
Let me ask you this. What do you think on the trade market the Milwaukee Bucks can get for Kel'el Ware? He's a 7-foot center. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he shoots 40% from three. And he's under contract through 28 for $4 or $5 million a year. He's on his rookie deal.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, it's got to be something, right? Like, it's got to be like
what would the Lakers give up for Kel'el Ware?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, that profile is something that the Lakers would.
Would they give up 2 first-round picks? Is that too much? I can't even gauge. Mikal Bridges got 4. And the thing is, the Lakers have financial issues. So, like, not financial issues, but if you're going to play LeBron, like, your sort of flexibility is limited. But you do have 3 first-round picks and pick swaps. And not just the Lakers. There's other teams that can sort of make those moves. But the Lakers are desperate in a way other teams aren't, I think, so you can leverage the hell out of them. Because that makes the Heat. My point is that can make the Heat more competitive if Kel'el Ware can bring back. You're getting Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
And you're getting Kel'el Ware, and you're getting all Miami's picks. And then you move Kel'el Ware for a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
Is 2 first-round picks, is that too much to ask for Kel'el Ware?
Might be a little too much. But I don't think it's crazy because you see somebody, like you said, you just said Bridges, who I guess was maybe a little more of like a well-known household
established
name at the time.
Yeah.
And this is now you're kind of just trading for potential, but it's a profile that a lot of teams, including the Lakers, need, and it's a at least a first. I would say at least a first.
First and a pick swap?
You're not getting second, right? It's not going to be for seconds, right? It's going to be at least a first.
A first and Dalton Connect?
Yeah. I think that's fair. And it's probably a trade I would make too, because again, what are you getting with a pick in the 20s? And Dalton Connect has not been what they thought he would be when they drafted him.
Yeah. We are 1,000,000% on the same page. So maybe the Heat can get in there. But I think it'll be the Celtics. Oh, by the way, Henry, who designed this music, did his first ever flight by himself. Flew by himself to Iowa to see his grandparents.
Whoa.
Yeah. And he came off the plane. I got a photo like a baller. He had headphones on. He had huge sunglasses. He had like sweatsuit. My mom took the photo of him coming off the plane. I was like, is that Henry or someone going to the NBA Finals to win? Try to win a game. It was cool.
Didn't have my first flight until I was like 26.
Proud of my dude. I know.
Great. That's crazy.
I mean, Nico, who used to film and produce, didn't go on his first train until he was, I don't know how old he is today. That story's wild.
In fairness, though, if you get him on the plane, you know where he is. He can't,
that's
right?
True.
You get Henry on the plane, and you have someone at the airport to pick him up.
Right.
It's
that's right.
Foolproof. Like, he's not going to get lost magically. Like, he'll be on the plane.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
To the travel magic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Who's playing? All right. So we got today. We got. I'm gonna hate watch
France, Senegal.
France, Senegal's a good one.
Yeah, that's today. We got France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway, Argentina, Algeria. Yeah, it's got some good ones today.
There's some good ones. All right, Stewie. Good talking, buddy. Good fun pod. Not a hate pod. It was a friendship pod.
No hate on this one. No.
No hate on this one. But I want you all to know that Stu is a big part of the hate pod. Oh, he's gone. He can't defend himself. What a bummer that is. Stu was the whole inspiration. See y'all later.